What's going on, guys? Welcome back to our channel. This is your boy Sik, back again with another video. The reason why some people don't want to hear anything about Christianity these days is because of the conduct of some of our pastors. These days you see pastors abandoning why they are called and be chasing prosperity instead of preaching salvation. You see pastors going after people's wives in their churches. You see pastors going after ladies in their churches. You see pastors even encouraging their husbands to sleep with women outside their homes. You see pastors divorcing their wives, or you see ladies pastors divorcing their husbands. And also you see pastors committing abortion. Guys, watch what these two pastors were caught doing in Lagos in the name of preaching the gospel.
Are you hearing I command Get away! It's yours. I shall preach over there. Let me see. Every church will take us. Angel will come down and destroy you. It's yours. Nigeria war.
Now wow, Insta blog, gossip me Naija. Now wow, Juliet Nuts. Now wow, Linda Ikeji. Ataya.
What is on you?
Ataya Ikeja live.
So these are some of the things why people don't want to hear anything about Christianity anymore, because people now believe that Christianity is in the heart, holiness is in the heart. They don't want to talk about attending any physical church or hear someone preaching the gospel. Moving on to the next one, Nollywood actor Ernest Asuzu died a few days ago. Nigerians came hard on Nollywood practitioners online, accusing them of abandoning their own, not taking care of him while he was alive, not attending to him while he was sick. But now that he's dead, all of them will flood social media platforms and be posting condolence messages to his family. So let's see the reaction of some of the Nollywood actors regarding this issue.
I did a post yesterday concerning my brother, Ernest Asuzu, who died painfully. And all you could do was to come to my page to yarn your nonsense, yarn your... oh my God. Let me tell you, who are you that we should do something for Ernest and begin to tell you? Who are you to make us understand that we should paste it on the pages of newspapers for you to understand that we are helping? Do you know how long that guy has been sick? Do you know how long we have been carrying on? Do you know how many years we've been carrying the matter we concern Ernest? Do you know what we went through last year? Just because we didn't come on the social media to tell you, you feel that when we make a post, you have right to come to comment. Now let me ask all of you that wrote all the rubbish you wrote, did you know that at the end of what you wrote, you could even say to his soul, rest in peace?
I don't understand why some of my colleagues will always come on social media when one of us dies and start to run their mouth about how nobody helped the person and how everybody's posting the person's picture on social media to say rest in peace. The fact that you helped the person at one point or the other does not mean that some others never helped the person. The person couldn't have survived probably years of sickness because you helped with some cash. Not everybody wants to make theirs public. So please just cut it.
So moving on to the next one. Insecurity in Nigeria, Fulani herdsmen activities in almost all the states of our federation, appointment of new service chiefs. So you guys know that Fulani herdsmen are sacking villages in Nigeria, in Kaduna, in Benue State, in Oyo State, Ogun State. The federal government is still blaming Nigerians who criticize the president's leadership style. You know, the president's aide, Loretta Onochie, posted something like, Nigerians criticize Fulani herdsmen, or they pour out hate on Fulani herdsmen because the president is a Fulani man. It has nothing to do with the president, but it's the activities of his kinsmen in Nigeria. These guys are not serious. These guys move around with their cows, destroy people's farms, they rape women, they kill Nigerians. So it has nothing to do with the president, but the president has to step up the criminal elements amongst his kinsmen. He has to step up and deal with them decisively, bring them to book. His handlers need to convey such message to him that he has to fish out those that are committing these atrocities in Nigeria and bring them to justice. Fulani herdsmen are laying claim that all lands in Nigeria belongs to them. As a result of that, they even wrote a letter to Bishop David Oyedepo of Winners Chapel.
Just last night, I got this release from the Fulani nationality movement saying that God has given them this land, Nigeria, and that they have the right to live anywhere, and until the colony is established, there will be no rest in Nigeria. And they are calling on all Fulanis across West Africa to come to Nigeria with arms for this holy war. When a prophet speaks, listen. Please listen. This was a communique that came on the 3rd. I never saw it, but God spoke to me. This came last night. Well articulated. In fact, I heard them say that the cattle colony is the only solution to the crisis. Whether the federal government or state government accept or not, we have asked all Fulani herdsmen all over West Africa to move to Nigeria and penetrate every corner for the upcoming jihad.
When it comes to appointments, the president is always being accused of appointing his kinsmen into key positions in Nigeria. Nigerians, we are calling on the president to sack our service chiefs, General Brutai and his colleagues. The president turned deaf ears until insecurity escalated in Nigeria, kidnapping, banditry. Even they kidnapped over 300 students in the house of the president while the president was in the building. So guys, finally the president decided to change our service chiefs. During his appointment, he did not appoint anyone from the Southeast region, which makes Southeasterners to start asking the president what have they done, why this marginalization, and the presidency react.
There are certain appointments that are subject to federal character. For instance, the Constitution says that there must be a minister from each state of the country. But there are certain appointments that are also now subject to federal character. And one is in the security. In the security, they are not subject to federal character. It's about competence. It's about ability to deliver. So the president will appoint whoever he thinks is fit and proper and will deliver to the best level for the country and for Nigerians. So appointments that are subject to federal character, yes, will be done according to federal character. But the ones that are subject to the prerogative of the president, he will do it according to his prerogative.
Mr. Femi Adesina said that appointment of service chief by the president has nothing to do with federal character, but depends on merit, depends on what the person has to offer, depends on the capability and ability of these men to deliver on their positions and their jobs. So, is he actually saying that in all Southeast region, that there is no person who is capable, there is no person who is qualified to head any of the security agencies in Nigeria? Insecurity in Nigeria has taken over the nation, that the wife of the president herself has to run away from the presidential villa for over a year now. You know, the president's kinsmen said that they have lost confidence in the president.
Do you still have faith?
I can tell you that.
Mr. Waye, so you said you had
because
faith.
Of what has been happening to our people.
Right, you said you had faith in the president prior to this time. But as it stands right now, do you still have faith in the president?
What can I say? You have seen what has been happening to our people. I used to drive from Maiduguri, sometimes to Sokoto, alone in the car, sometimes at night. Sometimes I'll leave Yola and get to Ukari at 12 midnight. Nothing will happen to me. Even at the worst of days, in Abacha days, when there was fear of Abacha and everything, I used to drive at night all over the north. There's no part of this north that I have not been to or I have not worked as a journalist. I've never felt unsafe like the way I feel now. I can't go to my home state of Taraba. The whole place is in chaos. They are killing people every day. That one is not publicized because there's no oil in Taraba, because whatever, for whatever reason, it's not publicized. But all over the north, there's insecurity.
Well, Mr. Wire, you didn't quite answer my
who
question.
Is presiding over this type of thing, and you are asking me whether I have faith in him.
So you didn't quite answer the question. Just before I bring in our other panelists, do you have faith in the president still?
I say, how can I have faith in somebody who presides over this kind of thing?
If this is the first time you're coming across our channel, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share our videos with your friends and family. Don't forget to comment. Tell us what your own opinion is. Tell us what you think about what is happening in Nigeria. Tell us what you think about the activities of our pastors, their activities, their conduct, the conduct of our pastors. Tell us what you think about it. I will see you guys in the next video.